Yesterday, Dave Chappelle was at the Netflix is a Joke Festival and got attacked by a trans person while on stage. And let's get right into it. First of all, I'm D-Rel. This is RANTS Reloaded. If you can, like, subscribe, and share. The reason that Dave Chappelle got attacked, this is what we're going to be talking about today. The reason that Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage yesterday doesn't stem from his prior Netflix shows. If you remember, a lot of daggone people in the LGBT community didn't really like him, get along with him, didn't like what he was saying and wanted to protest. What this all stemmed from was Will Smith. And Will Smith breaking the fourth and fifth wall of just professional integrity when it comes to entertainment. Dave Chappelle is a comedian. And when Will Smith got on stage and smacked Chris Rock, that shit shifted the paradigm of what's right, what's wrong, and it started sparking thoughts into the heads of people. See, when people see certain things on TV, it's only a matter of time before they start to follow that trend. So if you see a whole bunch of people on TV, let's say in the black community, you see a whole bunch of people on TV that are quote unquote famous or entertainers drinking 40s of country club, right? Next thing you know, you're going to have people in the street and people in that subculture drinking 40s of country club because that's what they see. Now, with this Dave Chappelle situation, yeah, there was a lot of outrage about his last stand-up with Netflix, but it was like, you know what? We'll protest. We don't agree with what he said. We don't like what he said, but we're not going to go and get violent. Now you have that situation that happened at that award show with Will Smith going up on stage and quote unquote checking Chris Rock and putting hands on him. Now people are like, you know what? If Will Smith can do it, and if these comedians get on stage and say something we don't like, we could go up there and check them. And that's what literally happened. And the dude that got on stage and tried to attack Dave Chappelle, he had a knife, he had a gun. He tried to spear him like he was a wrestler, and he got exactly what he deserved. They beat the living shit out of him. They got photos of this dude. His arm is all messed up. He got what he deserved. You do stupid shit. You do stupid prize. You win stupid prizes. At the end of the day, he went to jail. He deserves to go to jail. This stupid ass literally paid for a ticket out of his own pocket, decided to come on stage, try to attack somebody, got his ass whipped, got hauled off in an ambulance, fucked up, and went to jail. He got exactly what he deserved. And I think, and I hope this is a caveat for people that have these thoughts in their head that they're going to jump on stage and try to attack performers, entertainers, people that are doing their craft. If you don't like what somebody says, at the end of the day, you can log off. At the end of the day, you don't have to subscribe to what they are talking about. But I'd be damned if you go to try to put hands on me or somebody that's doing what they get paid to do just because you don't like it. And that's the goofiest shit to me. Everybody wants their agenda pushed, but when they don't like something, all of a sudden, we want to go outside of the civilized world of the way we do things, and all of a sudden, we need to feel that we have to make examples out of people. They tried to cancel Dave Chappelle because what he joked about with the gay community or lesbian community or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves at this point. I have a whole different video and a whole different way I feel about that whole community, not the people, but the organization itself. Because at the end of the day, I feel that they are not allies to anybody but their own agenda, just like everyone else on this planet and in this country of the United States. Everybody's only affected by what specifically, directly has to do with them or affects them. But everybody says they're a ally. We can't get along with our shit. They say black people can't get along with each other, but no other gender, demographic, or race, creed, or religion can get along with each other. We just can't agree to disagree. And I think this is some shit that people been wanting to do but didn't have the balls. And when I say people been wanting to do, people been wanting to try to attack Dave Chappelle. And then when Will Smith went up there and did that foolishness, it kind of gaslit that kind of movement of, we're going to start standing up to comedians. Remember, the same shit happened with T.I. and the comedian lady that was telling her jokes, and all of a sudden she told a joke about him, and he wanted to get violent. He wanted to threaten people. He wanted to call people out their name. He wanted to act like a tough guy. And that was kind of strike two. It didn't trend viral like the Will Smith and Chris Rock, because at the end of the day, T.I. is a rapper, and he seems like he's having a midlife crisis because now he wants to become a comedian. But that was kind of strike two. This was going to be strike three. But you see the results that happened when the person, male, woman, transgendered, tranny, transsex, whatever the fuck you want to call them, the human being that jumped on that stage wound up leaving that stage in a fucking wheelchair, handcuffed and going to jail. And at the end of the day, I think that happening is a great thing for comedy, because if I was Dave Chappelle, because immediately after that happened, Jamie Foxx came on stage, a couple of other comedians and entertainers came on stage, but Chris Rock came on stage, grabbed the mic from Dave Chappelle and said, "Was that Will Smith?" That shit was funny as hell, because at the end of the day, it's all about jokes. If I was Chris Rock and I was Dave Chappelle, I would go on a mega tour just off the strength of that. Just off the strength of that. Because at the end of the day, it's jokes. And it's like, we live in this daggone culture where nobody could take a joke, and everybody wants to cancel this person and cancel that person and cancel this person, and everybody's just so riled up and balled up. Everything is so serious. At the end of the day, I feel that these two, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, need to take their ass on the road and do a mega tour, because they have gathered so much heat. They could gather so much money. You see what happened after Will Smith put hands on Chris Rock? His ticket sales skyrocketed, and they just raised the price, and people were willing to pay for it. Now they tried that shit with Dave Chappelle. These dudes got something to say, and people are willing to pay a ticket price to hear what they got to say and laugh and have fun. But at the same time, now they know better to try to jump on stage and put hands on people. Dude got his ass whipped, and he got exactly what he deserved. And it's funny, he was part of that, he was a gay man or a trans man. It's real funny that LGBTQ LMNOP community hasn't put out a statement, hasn't backed him, hasn't distanced themselves from him, hasn't said nothing. But we know the real reason why that guy or girl or whatever the fuck he wants to be called jumped on stage. And it was because of those jokes that Dave Chappelle made on his special for Netflix that got all of the people in the LGBTQ community in an outrage. Again, saying the same shit, reheating the same soup over and over again. This shit is Will Smith's fault. He needed to be held accountable for that bullshit, because people think it's cool to now go on stage and fuck with entertainers. This is a line that now has been crossed. And this is All of this shit happened in a 3-month period. All of this shit's been happening in a 3-month period. Not 6 months, not last year. All of this shit, they sparked that daggone, that thought in the minds of the regular people to think that it's okay to do this shit. And I'm glad that homeboy got his ass handed to him. Rails Rants Reloaded. If you can, like, subscribe, and share. I might get into a video about this new agenda. Well, it's not agenda, but this Roe versus Wade thing, and the Supreme Court trying to either revise it, take it off the books, or trying to put it where it's not looked at on a federal level, that it will be a state to state. That means every state will have their own discretion on how they want to deal with abortion. Real touchy subject. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it. I might not. I got my own views on it. And you'll probably hear what I would like to hear what I got to say. But that might be for another day, within a couple of days. So, with that being said, if you can, like, subscribe, share. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.